And so I believe the injured player for Huntington was number 36, or was that 38? 36 for Huntington, Seth Fields. Injured, glad to see him walking off the field, and hope he'll be able to return to this contest.
No passes so far, Paul, from Huntington. Kind of one-dimensional with this offense, but they're successful marching down the field.
2nd and 10 for the Huntington Mustangs. Warbritton's back at quarterback, and he's going to be hit by several members of the Golden Tide defense. Number 67, Hayden Whitby, was there. Number 16, Ty Fields, was there, and also number 5, Lamar Bogard.
Flag on the play. Did not see face mask.
Face mask is the call against Peabody. And so I wasn't able to pick up that face mask. Maybe we'll see it on the replay.
Hayden just kind of swallows him up as he comes through the line there. Tough to see.
They only marked off a 5-yard penalty. I didn't realize that they had different levels of face mask.
I'm all for 5-yard face mask when it's against us. I hope it's 15 when it's against them.
Spoken like a true Peabody Tide fan. 2nd down and a long 4 for Huntington. As Warbritton gets the ball, and that's their plan. He's going to have enough for a first down. Tackle on the play there by number 20, Tay Nesbitt, one of the smallest players on the field. But, Joey, we saw him last year time after time. He's got a lot of heart.
Absolutely tough player. Huntington just staying with their game plan. Nothing fancy, just eating time and yardage off the clock and off the field. Down to about a minute in this first quarter.
And so 1st and 10 for Huntington from about the 24.5-yard line. Peabody needs to come up tall right here. Number 11, Hilliard's got the ball, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, and then he fumbles the ball. That was Ray Buchanan who hit him, and Hayden Whitby strips him. And I think Daniel Houges is the one who came out with the football, and so Peabody forces the 2nd turnover of the game against Huntington.
And that just takes the wind out of the sails of Huntington. A great drive there as they march down the field. And then another mistake, another fumble, but we'll take it. We'll start back on offense with under a minute to go in this first quarter.
I saw something flying in, and I thought it was a flag, but they were throwing, I guess, bean bags or something. And usually when you see those bean bags come in, you know that the officials have seen a fumble.
Really close to a hold on that right tackle that time, or right end.
1st and 10 for Peabody from the 24. Miller's back to pass. Number 24, Tyler Gadlin, on the little slip screen, and he's got some room. He's going down the sideline, and he's going to be tripped up at the last moment after a sizable gain. And so Peabody is spreading the ball all over the field, Joey, and having a lot of success.
You know, inside, you're just not getting a whole lot other than a misdirection with the quarterback, but outside, Najuan's doing a great job locating these receivers and right on target and letting them do the work as they run with that great speed of theirs down the field.
So 1st and 10, Peabody from the 44-yard line. As they're in the spread formation, Fields is in the backfield. In motion is Tyler Gadlin. Fields is going to run the football. He's got some running room out to the left, and he's going to have about a four-yard gain on the play.
Great run again by Ty Fields. We've seen it both these games so far, as he is tough as nails. If you're going to take him on, you better be ready.
So the Golden Tide, Joey, is keeping Huntington off balance. They don't know whether we're going to throw or pass from play to play.
And how crucial is that for any team, but certainly Peabody team that has not been that multi-dimensional in the past, but this year has tools all over the place.
2nd down and a long 5. In motion is Haynes. That's Miller trying to run the play that he's been successful, but Huntington was ready for it that time as he faked the ball to Haynes coming in motion. and then was going to run it back on the backside, and he was met there by several defenders for Huntington.
Steve Stover, I believe, number 23, a senior for Huntington, the smallest man on that defensive line. With a number like 23, I'm not sure why he's on the defensive line, but he came up big that time.
So that's going to bring it into the first quarter. An outstanding ball game here from Paul Ward Stadium in Huntington, Tennessee, as the Golden Tide are winning this contest 14-7. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter, which is sponsored by Bell's Shirt and Sign Company of Trenton and Jackson. You're watching ball game Blitz on E+6 out of Jackson and TV 22, Trenton's local cable channel.
Right now, 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm agent Amy Greer in Trenton can help you get to a better state, because she'll talk with you, listen to you, and help put together a policy that has you written all over it, from cost to coverage, all backed by 24/7 customer support. Feeling less skeptical? Then call State Farm agent Amy Greer in Trenton and officially get to a better state with State Farm.
Need a shirt or sign and don't know what to do? Call 855-1812. Need shirts for your next family reunion?
No problem.
Need plaques or trophies for your next big event?
No problem.
Need your logo embroidered on a dry fit polo or jacket?
No problem.
Need a banner, yard signs, magnetic signs, or even custom full color vehicle wrap? Then Bell Shirt and Sign is a place for you. They also do custom screen printing, embroidery, signs, and engraving. Need a shirt or sign and don't know what to do? Call 855-1812.
So we're ready for the start of the second quarter as Peabody has this football, 3rd down and 9, and they need to convert right here to keep this drive going. 2 receivers split to the left and to the right. Ty Fields is in the backfield with Najuan Miller. Miller's back to pass. There he is, wide open, and he's going to overthrow him. And I mean, we had him there ready for a touchdown, but just overthrew him. And sometimes you do that, especially in high school football. But Joey, he was wide open.
Hey, that's going to stretch things out for Peabody as Huntington sees what they can do. Good arm for Najuan, about 40 yards, but really as he throws it across the field, probably closer to 50 yards in the air.
And so Bogus worked his way loose, and he was wide open, but Peabody can't connect, and so on comes the punting team. Drew Sanders is doing the punting for Peabody.
Need a good punt here by Drew.
Pretty good kick from Drew Sanders. Get that ball, and let's get them down there deep in their own territory. And so Peabody's going to down the ball at about the 6.5-yard line and going to force Huntington to go the length of the field.
Well, when you draw it up, when you dream it up, this is how you think of it, and that is keeping the Huntington Mustangs deep in their own territory. And our special teams continues to do a great job.
We are appreciative of Bell Shirt and Sign Company. 2 locations, West Tennessee and Jackson. 19G North Star Drive near 45 Bypass and Old Humboldt Road. And in Trenton, 2061 Highway 45 Bypass next to Peabody High School. If you need a shirt or a sign and don't know what to do, call 855-1812. Be sure and stop in and tell them thank you for supporting the Golden Tide on Channel 22. And so on a first down play, number 11, Hilliard runs the football, and he's going to have a pretty healthy gain on the play.
Don't know if it looked like number 11 pulled out just a little early on that play. They didn't catch him, but if he continues that, they will.
Ray Buchanan made the tackle as Huntington's offense had a good push there against the Golden Tide on defense. Now that time I noticed that Ryan White was able to stack them up in there at that defensive end position, and that kept those linemen off of the linebackers, and Ty Field was there ready to clean them up, made a good tackle on the play.
You know, as you continue to run between the tackles, you're gonna fill that box and hopefully eventually stop that and make them do something else.
Tay Nesbitt, number 20, also in on the play. And that's that big fullback, number 23, running the ball for Huntington, and that's enough for a first down.
Just muscle on muscle that time up front, and the Huntington Mustangs are able to push Peabody back. A lot of substitution, Paul, by Huntington.
10 minutes
in and out.
10 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the second period. Peabody needs to muscle up here on defense. Warburton keeps the ball, and he's going to be met by several defenders from Peabody.
Got a flag on the play.
Warburton on the carry for Huntington.
I'm just amazed at how much they run that little quarterback. Almost every play.
Well, Joey, the Jackson's son had him as the leading rusher in West Tennessee after that 200-plus yardage game last week against Riverside.
Well, when you rush it 20, 30 times a game, it adds up, I guess.
Well, I know he had one long run. I was able to watch enough of their film over on the TSSAA web portal, and Huntington has their games put there each week, and the fans are able to go there and watch a game if they're not able to see it live. So 1st and 15. Warburton's out to pass, and he's wide open in the secondary. That's number 14, and tackled by Tyler Gadlin on the tackle. But that was number 14 for Huntington on the catch, Taylor McCarty.
Well, they don't do it often, but when they do throw the ball, pretty effective.
Like
Peabody showed last week that we are vulnerable to the pass.
They're not going to pass a lot, but when they do, they're probably going to make it count. As they kind of lull you to sleep, having to play tough defense, run defense, and then they'll throw it over your head from time to time. So that's enough for a first down. As Huntington's moving this football, they're across the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Peabody. Warburton keeps it. He's going to turn it up, and he's going to be met there by Daniel Hodges. Daniel does a pretty good job coming up and setting that corner, Joey.
Not sure what kind of size Warburton is, but I'm going to tell you, he must be a tough young man because he's not very big, and he takes some shots like he did that time, walking slowly back to the huddle.
He gets up awfully slow, and so this is only not even a quarter and a half of football, and if we keep hitting him like that, he may not get up one of these plays.
Well, like it or not, that's how the game is played.
2nd down and 5, Hilliard on the carry, and he goes around Hodges, and then on the tackle is number 62 for the Golden Tide. That's Grant McEwen.
Number 11 has shown us that if you let him a step or two off the line, he's going to be tough to tackle. And once again, we're unable to tackle him with the first or second man. Elusive, I think, is the word.
Another first down for Huntington. Peabody is substituting several players, and we've got several other players wanting a break. I noticed Ty was wanting out of the game right there, but there was nobody ready to come in for him. Grant McEwen's made his way in on the defensive line. Looks like he's in there for Parker Reeves. Grant's another sophomore doing a good job for the Golden Tide. And I believe that was Grant in there on the play, and also number 27, Ray Buchanan. Number 9 was also in on the tackle, Aaron Lowry.
Huntington fans want a penalty on that play. Not sure what they're calling for. 2nd down and 8.5.
So there's going to be some tired young men after this contest tonight, as it's a very physical game. We were expecting such down in the trenches. Number 1, making the tackle for the Golden Tide, Logan Morris, as he's in at linebacker.
You know, as Huntington takes time off the clock and just eases their way down the field, it's successful. But I really believe in the long run, with Peabody's offense and as powerful as they are and as talented as they are and how as quickly as they can score, I don't think that Huntington has the ability like Peabody does to score quickly.
Parker Reeves back in the contest. And that's Ryan White beating his man on the play. Ryan did a great job there against number 57 for the Huntington Mustangs that play, as he was able to beat him and get in the backfield. That was Ryan getting all over Austin Sampson on the play and making the play in the backfield. So good job, Ryan.
Well, we really need to.
Huntington's going to call a timeout, and I think we're going to take a break too. You're watching the Ball Game Blitz high school football television show here from the heart of West Tennessee in Huntington, as the Golden Tide and the Huntington Mustangs are battling it out here on E+6 Channel 6 out of Jackson and TV 22, Trenton's local cable channel.
Hello, this is Ed Norman, broker with LA Realty of Trenton. I want to thank all of you for making LA number 1 in our community. We aim to take good care of our customers to the best of our ability. We know that's how a successful real estate firm operates in a small town. Please remember us when you need help or just advice about your real estate. Thanks again.
Dale's Recycling has 3 locations, Milan, McKenzie, and Jackson, and is one of the largest recycling centers in West Tennessee. Their recycling is environmentally friendly, and they recycle most metals, radiators, batteries, and much more. Besides recycling, Dale's also buys and sells used farm equipment, industrial equipment, and military surplus. For more information about what they recycle or their inventory, go to dales-recycling.com or call their Milan number at 731-686-2500.
And so with 6 minutes and 11 seconds here in the second period, Huntington is faced with a 4th down, 4th and 4 from the 20-yard line. As they go to their old reliable, that's Warbriton, and he's going to be close, but I believe he's short. That was Hodges coming up making the tackle, and I believe we stopped him. Daniel Hodges came up and lowered the boom on him.
A huge play.
So Peabody takes over on downs right here after a great one-on-one tackle from Daniel Hodges as he come up and filled the hole, and he was able to get Warbriton down, probably their best runner. And so mighty big play out of a sophomore, Joey.
Just a great hit, came up, took him on, just a beautiful tackle, and stopped him short of that first down.
So 1st and 10 for Huntington as they take over from about the 16-yard line. 84 yards to go to pay dirt, and as fast as this team is, they can do it in 1 or 2 plays. There goes Tavarian Barnett, and you better watch out. He's liable to be gone right here. Tavarian's got the lead. He's at the 40. He's down to the 30, and he's going to outrun him, and he's tackled down at about the 15 or 14-yard line. And so, Joey, that's what we've been waiting on, because we knew Tavarian had it in him.
We knew sooner or later he was going to get out in space, and he was going to show West Tennessee just how fast he was. Thankfully for Huntington, they had the angle on him, but I thought he was gone.
I thought he was gone too, but number 11's pretty quick himself as he ran old Tavarian down, but I think he had the angle on him. But so that's a great weapon for Peabody.
It just makes them another opportunity that they have. They have so many great running backs, receivers, and if they get a step on them, they're going to be tough.
So it's first down for the Golden Tide after that food right first down by Travarian Barnett and the Golden Tide. That's Ty Fields running the ball, and he's not going to go down easy as he twists and turns, and he's down to about the 8-yard line.
Just have to love Ty Fields getting the ball. You know that he's going to do absolutely everything he can to gain positive yards, and he does it again that time.
So we need some points right here.
We do. Peabody has been good about not turning the ball over so far this early season. Certainly need to hang on tight now. 2nd
down and 6 for the Golden Tide. Buchanan in the backfield, Miller back to pass, and he's going to be dropped by number 38 by the Huntington Mustangs. Logan Diebold, as he gets in and gets Najuan around the ankles and trips him up.
Well, Paul, as an old offensive lineman, I know that you were. It must be a bad feeling when you turn around and watch the defensive lineman headed toward your quarterback.
Well, it's a terrible feeling to know that you missed your man and your man made the play, and your quarterback's being tackled back behind you, and everybody at the ball game that night knows that some offensive lineman missed their man. But nonetheless, you've got to forget about that and get ready to play here the next play. Well, as it looks like Peabody's going to call timeout on the play. So, Joey, let's stay with it right here and get in the minds of the coaches here. What are we going to call here on 3rd down and 12 with 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go till halftime?
Well, you know that you have a great field goal kicker. 3 would be nice, but you want 7. Peabody has shown that they can run the ball off the edge, and they can throw the ball and run for yards. So I think Huntington probably is up in the air about what Peabody may do. They have a lot of options here.
Would we think about throwing that screen right here that we've thrown out to the outside?
Been successful so far, a couple of times at least, to Gadlin. And he made long gains on those.
So we've got the bubble screen that we might throw. If Barnett's back in the backfield, we're liable to hand the ball off to him and just see if he can break loose.
You know, when you have a back that's fast, when you can get him the ball in a short pass or a short little screen, sometimes that's just enough room for him to get going and make a good gain.
So as we come out of this timeout, it's 3rd down and 12. The ball is on the 15 of Huntington as Peabody has marched the ball downfield on the heels of a very long run by Travarian Barnett. And Peabody needs to get a score right here to increase its lead as they're up by 7. Play's been called by the coaches on the sideline as the team comes to the field and lines up. Tay Morris is in the Nesbitt's in the backfield, and the ball was passed behind him, and so he was open, but the ball was just kind of thrown behind him, Joey.
Well, it's a good call, good play. Najuan had to get rid of that ball a little quicker than he wanted to, a little behind the receiver.
It looks like we're not accounting for one man each time we're back to pass. And I'm sure that's an adjustment the coaches will be able to make at halftime.
They have to bring him back out to pick up that extra guy.
And attempting a field goal for the Golden Tide is number 11, Drew Sanders. Joey, we made the remark a few minutes ago that if he'll just take the same kick he here does on an extra point, he can make it from 40 yards. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. He nailed it. So that's Drew Sanders making about a 35-yard field goal for the Golden Tide.
Yeah, that would have been good from a lot further, probably 40 yards plus. And that has to excite you as a Peabody fan, not just in this game, but in the games to come.
All right, so Peabody extends its lead to 10, leading 17-10. We're going to take time out and come back for the kickoff. You're watching the ball game Blitz on TV 22, Trenton's local cable channel.
Okay, I want to invite you to come join us here at Food Right, where we specialize in our meat department, our produce department, our bakery deli department, A few emphases on the meat department would be where we have signature pork, food right signature pork that is, no solution added, cut fresh, hand trimmed, and a product of the USA. Also in our meat department, we are proud to have Black Canyon Angus beef, the best beef there is. Also in our meat department, our chicken is packed fresh, satisfaction guaranteed. We pack it here to the store, nothing comes in pre-packaged. We're very proud of that fact. Our butchers in our meat department have over 75 to 80 years experience by cutting beef. We have ground beef that is ground multiple times every day. In other words, it stays fresh. We can't emphasize that word enough. Fresh all over the store. Come join us at Food Right. Thank you.
Since 1936, Gibson Electric Membership Corporation's purpose has been to serve. We were organized by local people and continue to be operated by board members you elect and employees who live right here in Northwest Tennessee. We are a non-for-profit, member-owned, and democratically controlled co-op. Learn about our many programs and services in our commitment to community at GibsonEMC.com. Gibson Electric, supporting our communities for over 75 years.
So back after a 35-yard field goal by Drew Sanders. Drew set to kick off for the Golden Tide, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. As we appreciate our folks from State Farm sponsoring our scores. That wasn't a touchdown, but it was a good field goal that increased our lead to 10. And Drew kicks the ball out of bounds.
Well, that's the first mistake really on special teams this year that I can remember. A young player, Drew, doing a great job, but cannot kick it out of bounds.
Probably a little bit of a mental error right there, as he's probably pretty excited after making that field goal, and then probably not concentrating enough.
He kicked
the ball out of bounds.
He lined the ball up on the near side. He looked to me like he was trying to kick it toward the left corner there, and just pulled it as hooked it a little bit at using a golf term.
So Huntington has it 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Quarterback got it.
Quarterback's back to pass. He's going to throw the ball deep, and he's going to overthrow him. And it was just nearly a great throw and catch as number 23 was running under the ball. And that's their number 23 plays defense, Steve Stover. And if he'd have made that catch, he may have walked into the end zone.
Well, we're stating the obvious here, but twice last week we saw Milan go across the middle, catch the ball and go in. Obviously a mix-up in coverage there for Peabody. No one was covering that young man.
And so that's the value of Huntington's offense. They just hammer you, and then every now and then they're going to go deep. Warbritton's running the football, and he's going to be hit first by Ty Fields, and then that's number 20. Tay Nesbitt coming in and kind of tripping him up there to get him on the ground.
Once again, you see an offense by Huntington that makes positive yards, but they do it very slowly. They have long, sustained drives, which is good if you're ahead in the game, but it's difficult if you're behind.
Yeah, they have a ball control offense, and you would think that they know that they need to keep a game close because they're not probably going to be a very good at coming back from a very large lead. And so pretty good defense there by number 21, Trey Ballou, for the Golden Tide. As Ballou's right there in the spot, get him up off the field. Trey looks like he's got a cramp on the play.
Which, a cramp, people sometimes, we act like a cramp is not a painful injury, but it certainly is.
When it first grabs you, if it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and you're laying in bed, you'll come up out of that bed in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, you're trying to run on that. But a great coverage there. We talked about the coverage that was missed just a moment ago, but that was excellent coverage by Dre Ballou.
And is Huntington going to go for it here on 4th and 5? It looks like it. They may be trying to draw Peabody off sides, and that's exactly what they just do on the play. Lamar Bogard kind of bit on the play.
Well, on the positive side, you've not seen many penalties against Peabody.
And that's going to be enough for a first down.
That certainly hurts, but that is a mistake of aggression. So if you're going to make a mistake, that's a good one to make.
Watch that football right in front of you and don't move till it does. But a good quarterback can draw you offside with the inflections of his voice. Number 11, Hilliard, runs the ball. He breaks loose, and there's 27, Ray Buchanan. He spins out of that tackle and works his way forward. He's going to have enough for another first down.
Once again, number 11 is able to slip his way through the defense of Peabody. You think they've got him. He breaks loose. Big gain that time by number 11, Glenn Hilliard.
So another first down from Huntington after they draw Peabody offside. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Peabody. There's Warbriton running the football behind his big offensive line, and he's going to be met and stuck pretty good there by a Golden Tide member, Aaron Lowry at linebacker.
As the clock ticks now with 2:23 left in this first half. Huntington continues to play into the hands of Peabody as they eat time off the clock. So they're behind 17-7.
About 2 minutes to go in this second quarter that's sponsored by Bell Shirt and Sign. 2 locations in Trenton and Jackson. Be sure and see them for all your shirt and sign needs. Hilliard runs the football. He's breaking loose. He's got past.
I'm going to tell you, number 57
out of
for
bounds at the end of the play.
That was a tackle. He tackled our guy. There was no call on the play there, right in front of the referee. Terrible missed call by our referees.
And so an apparent hold on the play that the officials miss right in front of them. But that nonetheless is going to be a first down for Huntington. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line.
And that
clock continues. Well, the clock actually stopped running as the player went out of bounds. 1:51 to play here in the second period. Warbriton runs the football. He's going to be met in the hole. Number 27, Ray Buchanan.
Ray continues to come up big on defense. Having a great game so far. As those linemen are tied up, you have to have those linebackers come up and make the play. And he's doing just that.
Into the contest for the Golden Tide is number 1, Logan Morris. Quarterback's back to pass. And he hits number 5 out into flat. And there immediately to stop him is number 20, Tay Nesbitt.
Now that's an open field tackle there on a big guy, much bigger than Tay. He goes low and limits the gain by Huntington.
Third and about a long 3 on the play. Here's the sweep coming this way. Number 11, Hilliard, he breaks free, and he's going to go into the end zone untouched. As Huntington storms back for a touchdown after Peabody takes the lead 17-10. Huntington comes right down the field and scores a touchdown of its own, decreasing the lead to 17-13.
We talked about the importance just a moment ago of linebackers coming up and making plays. I tell you, if you can't tackle, you can't win. I don't care how many points you score. And Peabody is going to have to get a hold of number 11.
And so Huntington makes Trenton pay on defense after that 4th down free penalty. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. And so with 43.3 seconds, the score is 17-14. And as quick as we've seen Huntington or Trenton strike on offense, they've got enough time right here if they can get the ball in decent field position. We'll be back for this kickoff right after this moment as you're watching the ball game Blitz on TV 22, Trenton's local cable channel, and E+6 from Jackson, Tennessee.
Rocky Top Barbecue, located at 414 East Eaton Street, allows you to eat in, carry out, or call in. Crowd favorites include loaded baked potato or tater, hamburgers and hamburger steaks, barbecue nachos, and of course, pulled pork barbecue. For your next party, get the shoulder pack, 17 to 20 pounds of shoulder, a gallon of baked beans, a quart of slaw, a quart of barbecue sauce, and 2 packs of buns for only $89.99. So come visit or call Rocky Top Barbecue at 855-0122.
Right now, 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance companies deliver. If you're one of them, State Farm agent Amy Greer in Trenton can help you get to a better state, because she'll talk with you, listen to you, and help put together a policy that has you written all over it, from cost to coverage, all backed by 24/7 customer support. Feeling less skeptical? Then call State Farm agent Amy Greer in Trenton and officially get to a better state with State Farm.
Javarian Barnett, number 22, back to receive the kickoff for the Golden Tide, along with number 20, Tay Nesbitt. The Huntington kicker has been able to put the ball in the end zone, so let's hope he kind of mishits it right here and gives our scat backs a chance to return this football. And that kick is going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And so that's a pretty good weapon on the special teams for the Huntington Mustangs as they're able to kick the ball all the way into the end zone.
Peabody has let Huntington back into this game, and that's a dangerous thing. I'm sure with these 43 seconds, they're not thinking about running the clock out. They're thinking about getting some points on the board.
Spread formation, or the gold package as we call it. Javarian Barnett's at running back. He gets the handoff. Barnett's loose, and he's going to go forward for a gain of about 20 on the play. And so Peabody comes out running the football with Barnett.
You know, Paul, we have our own number 11, and his name is Javarian Barnett. Two backs who are very similar, who are very slippery and very fast.
Another food right first down. And let's stay with it right here as Peabody tries to get a game plan of what to do with this football with 32.3 seconds, Joey. Here before the half, they have it 1st and 10 from the 41.5-yard line.
Well, again, Peabody has a lot of options. They've shown a good passing game so far, pretty good passing game, to get it on the outside to the hands of talented receivers. But there we see Barnett, who is dangerous. He can score from anywhere on the field, and just really exciting to see a runner like that for Peabody.
Well, I do remember at the start of the second quarter, we overthrew number 3, Braxton Bogus, on a long play about at this position of the field, and we're liable to come back and try to throw another long one as we completed a long one last week against Milan from Najawan to Braxton. And so you think one of those plays is probably what we're going to go to here.
Well, and that offensive line just has to give, our offense just a little bit of time there. Najawan can connect with one of these receivers.
Barnett stays in the game in the Liz formation out of the gold package for the Golden Tide. 2 wide receivers, both sides. And there's that little slip screen over to Malik Dokes, and Dokes is free, and he's running down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. And so, Joey, in 2 plays, we've moved the ball almost down to field position for a field goal.
That's, it's just amazing how easily we're able to run on Huntington. They do well against the run up the middle, but they are limited as you go outside and you throw the ball. Again, though, we see that man on the end for Huntington come unblocked into the backfield and rush Najuan. We're going to have to pick him up.
Another food right first down for the Golden Tide. 27.2 seconds to go in this contest, as there's a discussion between the head referee and Coach Joe Gaddis over on the sideline. Not sure what that hand signal was about. 1st and 10. Miller's back to pass again. He rolls out to the right. Get rid of the football, throw it out of bounds, do something. And there was a receiver in the area as the referee points to it right over there at the sideline. And so thought he was going to throw the ball away and get a penalty, but there was a receiver in the area, Joey.
Again, I asked the question, was that a screen? As you see the defensive linemen all streaming forward, surely they were trying to set up some kind of screen there.
2nd and 10 for Peabody. 23.1 seconds. They have the ball on the 39-yard line of Huntington. Barnett's in the game. He gets the handoff, and he's tackled immediately. And Coach Gaddis is screaming timeout.
Well, we hand it off the middle with 23 seconds left. The clock begins to tick.
The play clock is running, but we've called timeout. The play clock, or the game clock, continued to run after a timeout was called. And so are they going to put that time back onto the game, onto the game clock?
The Peabody fans across the way voicing their displeasure, misunderstanding why they let the clock run off.
It was at least 10 seconds, I believe, that ran off right there.
Well, I think it was 6 seconds or a little more that actually ran off.
Did you happen to look at the clock, Joey, and see what time?
I think there were 23 seconds when we ran that play.
And so I'm not sure what the officials have decided, but it's 3rd down and 11, nearly 3rd and 12 for the Golden Tide, as the official comes over and meets with the coach, Swinson from Huntington, and perhaps tells him how they're going to make the adjustment on the clock.
Coach Gaddis wants an answer to the question we're talking about.
If you have the audacity to believe that a financial advisor should look you in the eye when the topic is your money,
if you have the nerve to think that FaceTime should be the expectation, not the exception,
join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us.
Join us.
For 88 years, it's how Edward Jones has made sense of investing.
Hello, this is Ed Norman, broker with LA Realty of Trenton. I want to thank all of you for making LA #1 in our community. We aim to take good care of our customers to the best of our ability. We know that's how a successful real estate firm operates in a small town. Please remember us when you need help or just advice about your real estate. Thanks again.